Hi everyone, happy Sunday. Today is October 25th. Yes, October 25th. It's almost November, and then it's almost Christmas, and then it's gonna be New Year's. So we're almost there. We're almost gonna make it. But yes, happy Sunday. My name is Ymir. I also go by AlmondMnMs both here on Flosstube or YouTube, and on Instagram as well. So, did I say this is Flosstube number 13? Is it number 13? It is number 13. I should have filmed this on Friday so it can be lucky 13. I don't know. But whatever, it's Flosstube number 13. We're chugging along with the numbers. Right off the bat, if you hear giggling, laughing and everything, my boyfriend is in the other room playing video games. So we all know how that goes, especially when, I don't want to say when the guys, because girls play video games too. So especially when we all gather together with our friends and just have fun. So you'll probably hear screaming, laughing and everything. I'll try my best to make this video fast to spare you the hassle of having to hear that, and possibly me avoiding to having to edit the video, hopefully. But yeah, I have a few things to share. I'm just gonna jump right in, deep dive right in. I have a few things to share. I have finds, I have happy mail, I have technically haul, I have WIPS. I don't have finishes because your girl ain't gonna finish nothing anytime soon, but chugging along, working on it. So I would actually like to start with a few updates, or no, I'll just go as it can be. I was on I'm organizing while I'm talking. I was on a Stitch with Me live with Michelle from Michelle Bendy Stitchy a few weeks ago. And first off, I never win anything, so I just don't even bother. I never bother like putting my name up for stuff because I just never win anything. And she had a live and she was sponsoring a few needle minders for an Etsy shop for Mad for Minders. And long story short, she did a, what is it, like when you put your name in a hat? She did that situation, whatever it is, like when you put your name in a hat and it's random. So she did one of those and my name came up. So I won something. Finally I won something. I've never won any type of like sweepstakes or anything like that, or any type of prizes. So I was super excited. So it's the Etsy shop is called Mad for Minders, and I'm gonna actually hide her address because I don't want to share that. So it's Mad for Minders, and the needle minders are on the back, which I will show you, but I don't think you can actually see that. But her Instagram is Wonderland Stitcher, and Dreamer does DAZ Crafts, and her website is Mad for Minders. She also has an Etsy shop, and I had a tough time because she has a lot of goodies on there. I had a tough time picking because I won 2, which is super generous. So I had a tough time picking the 2 because now I have a whole bunch of them on my cart. So I have to go back and buy. But yeah, so I'm gonna show you what did I get, because it's fun stuff. So this is the first one. So it says, if you can read this, you are too close. Definitely, for sure. I have another one that I selected, and I know this one might be controversial because, fun story, I technically didn't have a childhood, so I never watched cartoons or anything like that, so I'm behind on everything. So as an adult, I think when I was into my 20s, I'm still in my 20s, but when I was up to, well, let's say up to a few years ago was the first time that I saw The Lion King. So that says much. So I love seeing everyone stitching all these different types of like cartoons, animations, movies, TV shows, and I'm just sitting here like, what? I don't get it. But I need to catch up, and I'm working on catching up, and I know that's a few years of information that I gotta get on with it. But that being said, I like Snoopy. Coming from a design background, I just like the cleanliness, like the design, like just the art of it. I haven't watched all of the stories. To be honest, I've probably only watched 1 or 2 episodes. So I definitely need to catch up. I know I was on Virtual Stitchers and someone was like, oh, you need to watch Charlie Brown Pumpkin something. She said it was a classic. I don't know, but I need to watch it. So that being said, I got this little burger. Look at it. Teehee. So cute. So I'm excited to use these, and I'm excited to stitch one night while watching cartoons and using this one. Teehee. So I'm gonna include this shop's information down on the description box, just in case if you wanna purchase the ones that I have or just purchase anything else. They're like, I'm telling you, I went through each and every single page and I put everything that I wanted in my cart, and I have an extensive list, so I'll have to do it. When I came home yesterday, I found it in my mailbox and it was stuck onto the walls of the mailbox, which is funny. Also talking about needle minders, I purchased some needle minders from an Etsy shop called Caffeinated Cat Crafts. So basically I ordered some little teeny ones. I'm on the hunt for teeny needle minders because, as you all know, if you don't know, this is a quarter of tiny cross stitches. Like, all of my stuff is tiny, so sometimes I find it difficult having a big needle minder on my work because it's heavy, but on top of that, it's probably going to be bigger than my work. So, but I love it. I love seeing all these different types of needle minders. So I purchased 3 needle minders on this Etsy shop. So I got a little lion, a diamond, especially because I come from a jewelry background, and I mean, why couldn't I not? How I could not get a squirrel? I had to get a squirrel. So these are the 3 things that I bought from Caffeinated Cat Crafts on Etsy. Definitely try it out. Look it up. They also have the Instagram, which is the same thing, Caffeinated Cat Crafts. This is their info if you would like to screenshot it. But not only did I get that, so I'm just missing Happy Mail and haul somewhat, but I'm gonna go back. But I figured I would include minders together because I had them together and they always get stuck together. I got something cool, super cool in the mail. I did see that a few of my friends got them too, but I want to give a tip of, I don't want to say a tip of advice, but some kind of information. So basically, Sylvia from S Ward Designs, that's her Etsy shop. She just opened up an Etsy shop. I think you should check it out. She has these project trackers. Let me remove the notes. So she has these project trackers, right? So you can put all the information of your project. It's not cross stitch specific. It could be knitting, it could be pretty much anything. So you can put all the information. You can put your start date, your end date, and how many days did it work out, how many days did it take you to do it, and then you can also chart it on there, which is funny. And she also has them separated by year, 2022, 2023. This one is 2020, and then on the back you have 2021 and 2022. So it gives you a lot of time, because it takes us a minute to finish stuff. That being said, it's funny because I'm gonna show it from back here because I don't want to get judged. It's funny because I have all of my stuff, like, I'm crazy. Like, I have all of my stuff color coded, and with that being said, I keep everything, and I also put notes on how many stitches I did, which is gonna fall into, I'm gonna say now because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget. Next year, I want to have a goal of how many stitches I can do for the year. But I still need to find the purpose of how many stitches. So I'm still searching on a purpose, whether it's like donating to charity, raising some type of funds or something like that. But I did decide that I'm gonna figure out a specific number and try to aim for that number and hopefully surpass it. It's gonna be a good number. But that being said, that's why I like to keep track of how many stitches I do per project, per session, whatever the case may be, because although I do plan on finishing these projects within a year or within some time, and I know, okay, Secret Sky was 14,000 stitches, not true, but a certain amount, I know that, but at least I have it separated, and I can keep up with my goals. So that is gonna help. This is gonna help. These are amazing. These are the bomb. Definitely go and check out her Etsy shop. But that being said, I'm very as you know, I like small things. All of my notebooks, everything is small. This is passport size, so these are all my notebooks. Like, I have all my college notes, all my patient notes, all my patient records, and books like this. I have them in the black ones, the black moleskin ones. I have probably like 20 to 30 of them. I hope to have a moleskin library of just my brain dumped into things. But that being said, see. Sorry. So I have everything on here. See? All my info on here. That being said, it's crazy. I don't have patient information on here. I don't have patient information on here, but just stuff. That being said, because I like small things, I came up with a system in school. This is a tangent, but I promise there's something tangible here. So I would take, this is basically my binder for a specific style of acupuncture, so everything is separated. So I do have a mini binder. I have everything separated, notes, everything separated, blah blah, whatever the case may be. Yay. That being said, I came up with a system and I have everything laminated, well, sheet protected. That being said, I'm going to show you what you can do with this chart, because this is a baby laminate, a smaller sheet protector. So this is basically half of 8.5 by 11, so 4 3/4 by 10 and a half. Look, sheet protected, my friends, sheet protected. So you can have this on here. And you can just, if you have a binder, I know a lot of people do have their projects in binders, you can just have it all in a binder, and small, easy peasy, and it will work and help. So all of these are going to go into a binder, and then it's kind of like your photo album of all your work. And then if you want to include images of the final product, it's kind of like your cross stitch portfolio. So yeah, I told you there was a end result to this. Let me actually put this back. Sorry for the crinkling and all the gigantic noises. But you see, I did have a what's the word? I did have a purpose to my tangent on my stories. So these are awesome. It's funny because I have been tracking everything, and I was just like, oh, I'm gonna do a spreadsheet. But then when these came in the mail, like, hello, like, this is like the bomb. It's a game changer. So I highly recommend that. If you're interested, I'll see if I can find the binder. I'll put the binder, you know what, I'll set you all up. I will put the binder, and I will put the sheet protectors down below, so you can, if you're interested in creating like a cross stitch portfolio or something like that, you have that below. Or if you're interested in using the sheet protectors just to cover your project information or something like that, you also have that there. So yeah, that being said, I feel like I keep on saying that being said, but yes, that being said, in addition to me purchasing needle minders, I do have a few things coming in the mail. I think it's gonna take forever. I low-key was wishing that if someone, or in general, if I lived by an M&Ms, I would have to be a personal shopper for the community, and possibly for the M&Ms to like help them a little bit, and just, I mean, I come from a retail background, so we do a lot of personal shoppings for clients, and possibly, I don't know, just taking people as clients. So if you want to be my personal shopper at an M&Ms, let me know. I will gladly partner up with you, because I know a lot of the shops are super busy, which is great, that we're supporting our local needlework shops. But for myself, I still haven't found one around me, and it just kind of sucks that I have to wait so long, which I know, like, I'm not upset, but it's just kind of like, I wish I had a personal shopper that I could, if you're shopping for your stuff, you can FaceTime me, and then I could just be like, boop, 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 boop. Because I'm a fast shopper. I walk in, I know exactly what I want, and I mean, I'm quick, I'm not picky, I'm not crazy. So yes, personal shopping, yes. So with that, keeping that in mind, I like my smalls. I decided to purchase project bags. They're actually pouches. I got them from Amazon. They're blank ones. They come in different colors, but I ordered a box of just blanks. And basically, I pretty much got everything in there. So I can show you what I have in my bag. I keep a book light, although I don't stitch with a hoop. I always like to keep a book light just in case, because you know, if I end up going somewhere, hanging out with peeps, I have a light and I can just clip it on. Not on my collar, but you know what I mean. I can clip it on and just hunker down somewhere and just start stitching. Then I actually have a ruler. I don't need it, but lately I have been using it because I've been posting photos of my work. I need to get one that's not metallic so you don't get the reflection, but I've been posting some photos with my work, and I want to post it with the measurements so you can actually see, because I don't think some people believe me on my sizes, but yes, your girl does stitch that tiny. And then I just keep like scissors, thread conditioner, and I pretty much have everything in here, my counter, and I keep 2 projects in there. Currently I have the 2 projects that I'm working on, which is gonna segue into what I'm working on right now. I actually have a WIP and a new start to show you. You see how organized mentally I am. I don't think I'm gonna be mentally organized until I finally move. I'm still packing, but I'm packing on baby steps. With that being said, I'm gonna show you my WIP, my current WIP and where it's at. So last time that we spoke, I was working on the Zimmerman coverlet. That being said, I have hiccups, excuse me. That being said, I'm working on the Zimmerman coverlet, and what was I gonna say? I'm working on the Zimmerman coverlet, which, let me just show you an image of what it looks like, just in case if you don't know. It is a sale. It is on Instagram and all those goodies. I can actually add it below as well, but this is what it looks like, right? So the pattern is charted as 1 repeat. So basically this, right? So basically this chunk, so that's 1 repeat from above. And the 1 repeat is 3 pages. So I have 1 page finished. This is where I'm at. This is where I'm at. Yay! It is a 1 page finish. I did do a stitch with me, and I asked should I just do the 1 repeat or should I do the 3 repeats? So the consensus was that I need to do the 3 repeats. So that's what your girl is going to be doing. So I wanted to measure for you. I think it's about like 3 and change, about 3, almost 4 inches, 3 and change of the width of this. Nah. So this is about 3 3/4, 1 repeat. So the repeat is going to continue this way, and I would assume that the page will end, possibly the 3 pages will be here. So it's going to be a cutie. So I will be doing the 3 repeats. Thanks to you all. Thank you for the feedback. I am happy about that. So I have that, which also goes into, sorry, I'm poking myself, also goes into my project bag that I mysteriously carry around with me. See, it fits in here. It fits in here perfectly well, no issues. That one is stitched on 40 count linen 1/1 using some Shiloh from Xstitchmd told me the pronunciation, and I was gonna pull it up, but I think it was surfing. I'm gonna get it right. She corrected, which is great because I want to learn how to say things right. But yeah, so that one, chugging along, that's my WIP from last week that you also saw that you saw. So I have a new start. I started this new start last week, this week. I think it was this week. The days are mishing up. I think it was this week. Shiloh from Xstitchmd is doing a sale for the Bristol sampler, which is this one. It's a whopping one. It's a biggie. It's from the Gift of Giving magazine. It is the Bristol sampler, and it looks like this. So as per my sanity, I decided to start it on 56 count 1/1. Yes. So I'm using the same exact threads that I'm using on the coverlet. I'm just using the red, not the red and the golds. That being said, I actually purposely left this like this because I wanted to show you, and I'll probably show this on a stitch with me as well. I'll do a stitch with me as well, and I'll explain why this looks like this, why I started here and then I stopped and came in. You may not most likely see it on this screen because it's gonna be weird, but because I'm stitching 1/1 on 56 count linen, when I make sure that I double count, triple count, 100 times count. With that being said, because linen does have its slubs, you know, sometimes the X's are not going to be the same size. It doesn't bother me, but I see where it can be a problem with 56 count because you already have these stitches, you already have these stitches super tight, and then now having a slub and having to go a little bit bigger then falling back to smaller, it's a problem. So I'm totally fine all through here, but there's a little slub somewhere over here, like right there. So I skipped down. I did what I had to do here, but I stopped. And the only reason why I stopped, I don't have to frog, but the only reason why I stopped and went on to the next letter, and I started doing that because I want to finish this letter and work my way in. So usually to avoid frogging, I like to work around and then push my way in. So this is a perfect example as to why I would have to kind of work a little bit more interiorly to make sure that this is correct. Because if I do this and I know that the slub is in there, if I do it and I may have, God forbid, counted wrong or did something wrong, this whole situation is going to be off, which will result in everything else to be off. So I like to use markers, not markers, written markers, mental markers on, let me start this. This I know for a fact is correct because there's no slubs, so I can figure out if there's anything wrong here, and therefore I can troubleshoot. So that's usually what I do. I can definitely show that on a stitch with me, which I can do because I've been doing stitch with me's in Spanish and English. So make sure you check that one out. And I actually just roll it up, roll it up and put it in my project bag with everything else. And it fits. I actually, what's the word? There's a word. Bobbinated. I bobbinated my Madeira floss. This is a Madeira floss. It's a Madeira thread. I bobbinated some to have on here so I don't have to walk around with the gigantic spool. I have some clips in here. I have my spools, which falls into spooling or just floss in general. So for me, because I like to know how many skeins of stuff, how many skeins of things, how many skeins I use per project. I've been keeping everything quarantined or separated. So for example, I'm using one for the coverlet and one for the Bristol sampler, even though they're the same exact thing, but I'm keeping them separated, which is interesting because one feels more fuller than the other one, and they're pretty much new. Very interesting. Okay, whatever. So I have them both separated, right? And to further, and I think Rocio, this might help you from Kokahama Stitchery. I actually take a micron pen or some type of situation, and I write small. I have it in there. I don't think you can see it, but I have it in there. I have Coverlet and Bristol written out. So therefore, it's not a problem for me. I do know that there's other spools that have like the sticker and things like that. I like to, if I do, just do like a double stick tape situation, put the little sticker and put it inside of the hole and it saves in there. But this is another tip of advice that you can write it on there and it's there permanently, you know? So that's my tip of advice, you know? But I have all of this in here and it fits pretty well. So I have my lamp, I have my 2 projects, my floss or my threads, my needles, needle minders, everything fits in here. So that's why I like stitching small, because I have it all here and I can go easy peasy. With that being said, that's all I have to share for today as far as cross stitching. Well, as far as what I'm up to and things like that. But I did want to share a funny story. It's probably going to be like 2 minutes long. As you all know, or if you don't know, I do come from a jewelry background. I did produce a lot of jewelry in my past days, and I used to do a lot of beading. I do know that I have to share that, but some of my samples are deep down in some of these boxes, so I need to find them. But once I find all of them or gather as much info or as much tangible things, I'll share it. Keeping that in mind, I was stitching with a lot of vintage Italian beads. I want to say there were like 15 O's, 16 O's, 13 O's, like very, 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 very tiny. And the threads were basically hair thin threads that I was using. So I happened to have found all of my needles, right? So, sorry for the vibration. Happened to have found all of my needles. I'm gonna open this. So I kept all my sizes, which is great because it's gonna help me. And I know exactly what needle sizes and things like that, and I can play around with more needles. So I have all of them here. Some of them are empty, but I did keep a lot of them, right? The problem, and this is the one where I'll make fun of myself or laugh at myself. I kept everything very organized. I do remember packing this box, and I haven't touched my jewelry box in a little bit over 3 years since I moved into this apartment. So I remember packing everything, so I know I haven't touched it in a while. And I was packing up my library last night, or my bookcase, packing it up, and I found a little box where I had some of my accessories, and I was like, yeah, I can use it for cross stitch, right? So I have a bag, right? Sit back because this is gonna be great. I don't know what this is. I don't know what this says. I think it says 125 times P or times R, and it says alum. So I'm guessing it's aluminum. I don't know. And it's definitely not 125 of them. It's way much more of them. And clearly, it's 2 different sizes in here. Right? But guess what? Your girl didn't label them. Womp, womp, womp. So I have a whole bag of, it looks like a good 500. I don't know. Is this 1,000? I don't know. I literally have no clue. I don't even remember buying this, but it's mine because I remember the bag. I don't remember nothing about this. So now I don't know what size they are. No clue. So I have a whole stack of needles that your girl can't use because I don't know what size they are. Or, you know what, I can use them, but I'll be like, it's gonna kill me. It's gonna kill me because I need to figure out what size it is. But yeah, that's a fun find that I found. And I was silly enough to not properly label. So that being said, make sure you label all of your things, especially your needles, because you never know. 3 years down the line, you give up, and 3 years down the line, you found it, and you're like, oh, what is this? But with that being said, it's all from me. I think for the rest of the week, I'm gonna work on the Zimmerman coverlet and the Bristol sampler. So they're gonna be my 2 rotations for now. It's hard to, now I understand, it's hard to not stitch on something on its own, like being monogamous, because I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about this, but it's also interesting because the Bristol sampler is going to be my first alphabet sampler, and I love it. I'm obsessed. I know Shiloh is always just like, oh yeah, like alphabets are my favorites. Now I get it, and girl, you are right. I love it. So I am gonna focus on those 2 things. I do have a page finish with the Zimmerman coverlet, so I'm just probably going to push for a page finish on the Bristol sampler. We'll see. I'm taking my time on that one. I'm not gonna rush through it because it is extra tiny, 56 count, and I do not want to be frogging 56 count, so I'm gonna take my time. But aside from that, I'm looking around to make sure I didn't forget anything. Aside from that, it's pretty much all I have to share with you all today. I will be doing a few Stitch with Me's this week, both in English and Spanish, and hopefully you can join me and leave comments, feedback, chit chats, all the goodies. And yeah, so you'll see me next week. My face, my like okay face, but you'll probably see my fingers sometime this week, and I will most likely need to get a manicure or something along the way because your girl is struggling. Aside from that, I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. It is Sunday, so the rest of your day, I hope everyone has a great week, and I will see you when I see you. So thank you and enjoy. Bye.